What it do, what it is. I'm your man, Tank McGarrett,
I'm your boy, Sir Toxic J.
and we're happy. I'm happy that you joined us for another raunchy triple X rated edition of the Sex Spot. So tonight, I told him, the man, the myth, the legend, right over here, Toxic, to come up with a topic, and so we're gonna go ahead and get a little kinky, little bratty, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about that BDSM lifestyle, something that he knows all about. And Toxic, for those who are new to the podcast, what does BDSM stand for?
I'm glad you asked, Tank. So, BDSM stands for Bondage Discipline, Dominant Submissive, Sadomasochism.
Okay. And I believe you mentioned that, I believe when we first doing a podcast together, you said you are what they call a dominant sadist.
Yes.
Okay. And
But there are way more subcategories that I'm not going to get into just because that's a lot of explanation and a lot of
yeah.
time to go over, and we don't have a lot of
Okay. Okay. Yeah. See, I participated in the BDSM. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, kind of ironic. Big Tank McGarrett over here. Yeah, all about the BDSM lifestyle. Yeah, I participated. So you are okay. You are the I believe, if I'm not saying this right, dominant sub brat. Am I saying it correctly?
that. Now,
Well, well, shit. This is your top. This is your night. Explain it. Explain it.
so
Shit.
are you asking what I am?
Yes.
I am an owner, a master, a daddy, a sir, a dominant sadist, a rigger, exhibitionist, brat tamer, um, role player, age player. Um, there's a whole bunch of different terms that I have under my belt.
I had to put my glasses on for this because I was like, God damn. God damn.
So, so little introduction to BDSM. You have your dominance in both male or
Yes.
female, or gender fluid, whatever you want to go by. So, a lot of times you'll see someone referred to as a dominatrix. That is someone who is a female or non-gender specified dominant,
Okay.
because a dom is typically referred to as a male. That is,
That.
or known as a top. The submissive is known as a sub or a bottom, and then you have the people who play both roles, who can play both roles, and we call them a switch.
All right. So for the ends, just to make sure y'all are aware, because I do play both roles. I would be considered as a switch. I can be dominant to my partner, whereas just for the sake of argument, if Jay was to ever come the other team, which we all know that that's a big if, he would be the dominant and I would be the sub. Just to throw that out there. Sorry, Jay,
So
and yeah,
no, you're right. So switches actually, it goes by off their partner. A switch will be submissive to the right dominant, but they will also be dominant to the right submissive. So, for
okay,
example, if so, let's say I have a girlfriend, right, and my girlfriend's a switch,
yeah,
but she knows that there is no switch in me, there's no submissive in me. She will submit to me as the dominant. But if we bring a third person into the mix, we bring another
okay,
girl into the mix, and we do like whether it's a relationship or one night stand, she'll be
yes,
dominant toward that other girl
all
if
right,
that's what the other girl wants.
got it. And for those of you who do not know, we were supposed to have the third guest in here, Wolf. There was some minor issues, if you will, but no worries. He's going to be in the chat as well. He also is going to be a part of the topic and discussion, whatever the fuck y'all want to call it.
Yeah,
But yes,
Travels was supposed to be as well, but she wasn't able to make it due to poor cell reception.
that our fourth guest as well. It was supposed to be there. Her name is Travels. She was supposed to be a part of it, but like I said, future them two, we will be having them in there when we bring this topic up again because it will be brought up again. Just want to throw that out there to y'all. So when you are with your partner and they are your sub, if you will, do they have do you immediately give them like a do they give you like a safe word like that?
So that's a big thing, right? So there is a term that we use in the community called RAT.
Okay.
It's about a risk assessed consensual kink. So when you're
Mm,
performing said kinks, they are to be treated like extreme sports. Safety and precaution is always top of the list. You never, as a dominant, I never want to do something to my sub that would put them in danger, health risk, pain. Like if now, pain is one of those gray areas because I am a sadist. I love masochists who love getting pain inflicted on them. So, but I
okay.
would never cross the restrictions that we have laid out.
Got it.
And that's the thing. You have two safe words.
Okay.
You have your absolutely hard limitation safe word, and you have your soft limitation safe word. So a
Got it.
hard limitation is no crossing that boundary whatsoever.
Got it.
Like, and a lot of it comes from past, like especially with submissives, it comes from past trauma. Um, a lot of females like don't because of certain sexual SA activities cause them to be traumatized traumatized from giving head or anal simply for the fact of what happened to them. Now,
Okay.
a lot of females have that as a hard limitation, but there are females out there who put that as a soft limitation because it's something that you have to sit there and you have to talk about and you have to discuss, and it takes time, and you
Yeah.
can't just jump into a dominant submissive dynamic.
Got it. Yeah. I understand because I have my hard limitation safe word will be cheesesteak. Whereas my soft, yes, I said cheesesteak because I have ties to Philadelphia, and my soft limitation safe word, which this one I did not know, but if I have one, mine would actually be, and don't judge me on this one, it would actually have to be, uh, uh, it would have to be wine because of the fact that I drink mostly wine. I drink wine like Moscato and shit like that. So my soft limitation. But what are your safe words? What are your safe words for hard and soft limitation?
So I don't actually have a soft limitation safe word.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
Me personally, I don't.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
you dominants do have a safe word. We
Oh,
do.
okay,
We also use safe words because there will be times where we get to a point where we have to come back to reality and calm down a little bit. Especially when we're in, if you're a dominant sadist like I am, you go
yes,
into a whole nother mindset, into a whole nother reality.
okay,
So, and I'll talk about that along with aftercare. But
yes, oh, yeah,
so even dominants will have a hard limitation safe word.
yes.
Like,
Yeah, yeah. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna put that on the back burner until don't make me forget. You know what your safe
well,
word is because I'm interested in that
oh,
shit. Cause
I'll tell you what my safe word is. It's pineapple juice.
I'm sorry, what?
Pineapple juice.
You mean to tell me that your fucking safe word is pineapple juice? When my first safe word that I had, it was fucking Chaka Khan. You telling me that okay, okay,
So, well, here's where that stemmed from. So, there's two things that made pineapple juice become my safe word for my
okay,
hard limitation. The first one was the video of the dude who was getting arrested by the bounty hunter,
yeah,
and he said my safe word is pineapple juice. The watch your fingers, Mr. Booty Hole Man. Yeah, that dude.
Mhm.
So then, when I was in college, me and my roommate had pineapples as a word to let each other know that hey, we're in an uncomfortable situation.
Right,
So if we were chilling at like the girls' dorms or whatever, and things got a little weird, got a little out of control, me and him
yeah,
would be like, "Hey, pineapples, bro," and or the conversation just went a wrong turn, we'd be like, "Hey, pineapples," So that's where it all stems from with me. Um,
okay,
I have a girl that I wouldn't say necessarily dating yet, but we are talking, getting to know each other. and we discussed safe words already. And hers is her hard limitation is star, and her soft limitation is moon.
Oh, okay. All
So
right. Yeah, because and speaking of college with my safe word, because like I said, me and my roommate we were like this, our code word safe word. Mine because he was on the softball team. His was shortstop because that's his position, shortstop, and mine was Shaka Khan because I'm hey okay. We have mutual respect for one another when we're engaged in our own action. If I say to him, "Hey, Shaka Khan," he'd be like, "Oh, got you." He'll be hanging out his girl's place, or vice versa. Girl, he'll be saying, "Shortstop, not a problem. I'll be hanging out
well,
with Bill."
see, now we had now pineapples was just our word for an uncomfortable situation. If we had
Oh,
some over at the room, it was cookies and cream.
oh yeah, that's right. See, I always forget that shit for real. All right, so it was cookies and cream and pineapple juice.
Oh, no, 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 pineapple juice. So that was in college. That was in
Yeah,
college. Was cookies and cream if we had someone over at the room and it was that
oh,
time. You know,
yeah,
what it's beat the guts up time
yeah.
was cookies and cream.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
But when you were in, well, we're in uncomfortable conversation, situation, whatever, pineapples. But
Pineapple. Oh,
that transferred into my hard limitation safe word of pineapple juice.
got it.
So that's the
Okay,
backstory on that.
I'm on.
Um,
Yes,
and there's a lot about BDSM that I need to bring to light because a
yes.
lot of people don't realize what the lifestyle really is about. And it's funny because everybody who doesn't know about it thinks that the dominant is the one that has all the power,
Hmm.
which is absolutely fucking false.
Oh,
My submissive is the one who controls the entire power in the relationship.
okay.
Now,
So
here's why. Here's why.
yeah,
Because when you're in that dynamic, as a true dominant, you do not do anything that your submissive does not want you to do as far as the hard limitations. If you
okay,
cross that hard limitation, it no longer becomes consensual. It is no different than sex than it is no different than sexual assault.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the submissive is really the one with all the power in the dynamic.
So yeah, so she will be the one that says, when it gets to that uncomfortable situation, it goes in that hard limitation word, and when as soon
Or
as that hard limitation, but I'm sorry, go
could
ahead.
could also be the soft limitation. It could be you could be diving into a new territory she's never done before, or that
Yeah.
has trauma from.
Okay.
And as you're getting into it, she yells out the soft limitation word, and you stop and you talk about it.
Am I being pulled up? No, one moment. Did you give him that link, or do you want me to give it to him?
I did not. I wasn't able to get him to the link. He said he didn't know how to do it, and we didn't have enough time to get him over here.
Okay.
Um,
Yes. Let me do this while you were what now. One moment. Give me just a quick pause. One moment.
use your second phone.
Yes. Yes. This I knew this would come in handy.
But hey, while he's doing this, y'all. So remember, it's all about consent. Okay, nothing can happen in the dynamic without your partner's consent, and that goes for male doms, submissive doms, or male submissive, male dominance, female doms, female submissive, or switches. It's all about consent, 24/7. So
Yes.
uh, now, Tank, I'm not sure how aware of the community that you are. You know the lifestyle that we live.
Yeah.
Um, but you know that there is certain hosting parties for BDSM.
Oh shit.
Now,
Where?
also, you can do BDSM activities without having penetration or sexual penetration involved in
Right.
what we call a player scene.
Okay.
So BDSM does not just strictly revolve around sex.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, now I did hear of that because, like I said, I haven't came into kind of research with DOMs. I'm only subs. Now I know one. I know one sub, one Dom in particular. He would say, he told me that his girl one time, said, was all right for him to, if humiliate her in front of people and shit like that. Is that one of the like a kink or something like that?
So it's more of a punishment,
Okay,
which falls underneath the bondage discipline. So
okay,
when you break down the initials, right? You got BDSM, and that breaks down into subcategories: B and D, D and S and M.
okay,
So B and D is bondage and discipline.
right,
D and S is dominant and submissive, and then S and M is sadism and masochism or sadomasochism.
right,
So the discipline comes into also humiliation. Discipline can also be impact play.
okay,
So me as a dominant sadist, if my submissive wants to be a brat and act up and not do what she's told, then we go to the red room, which is
o-
where everything takes place.
okay.
I
Now,
highly recommend that you have two separate rooms. Just saying, you don't want to like you can still do the sexual
mhm,
activities in the red room,
yes,
but that's more for the discipline, humiliation, bondage. That's more for the play around, the
okay,
foreplay.
okay. Now, when you do now in this red room, if you will, because now you done woke my fancy up on this shit. When you have this that quote unquote red room, does what did that what did that consist of exactly? Are we talking, you have like the like a timeout area? Do we what are we talking?
So my red room that I'm having built consists. It will have a bed in it because, like I said, you can still do sexual activities inside the red room. You can still do the foreplay and everything. Um, you know, my red room has a St. John's cross. It has an X bar.
Okay,
It will have a custom bed frame with custom made bed restraints, and it will have all my toys in there for it, which will include floggers, whips, paddles, the whole 9 yard.
okay, okay. And on a side note, which was your favorite toy that you use?
Mine would probably have to be either a flogger or a whip.
Okay, and for those of you who do not know, if I'm not saying this correctly, a flogger is like that type of whip that has like something at the end that's like a bone or anything that can like pierce the skin. Okay,
No, a
okay,
flogger is so when you think of a whip, you think of just like the one long strand of rope, right?
yeah,
Or
yes,
whatever leather, whatever it's made of. A flogger, more like a cat of nine tails, without the the barbs at the end of it. It's more like
oh,
just it's more of a whip with broken out threads,
okay,
and you want to get them at different lengths. So
mm,
you want to like alternate your thread or whatever you're using for
okay,
the flogger.
and you'll be happy to know, Wolf is in the building.
Oh Lord,
Yeah,
Wolf,
What's popping?
Wolf.
what's popping?
Yes. Now, for those of you who do not know, this is one of my two alternates in case Toxic is unable to make it. But we have with us the one and only Wolf in the building. We were
Hey,
just talking.
dog.
Yes, sir. We were just talking. We were just talking about uh Toxic's favorite toys. Oh shit! Get the lighting together, bro. Get the lighting together so we can go ahead and see you. But yes, we were talking about the his favorite toys when he used it in the red room when his sub is not doing what she's supposed to. So I'm gonna ask you the same question. When you have that when you are in that dom room, you get the sub that's acting out of pocket, out of line. What is your favorite toy to use to get them together a part of the BDSM culture?
I mean, I have quite a plethora, actually. I mean, to be fair, um, I mean, what most don't know is I'm a pleasure dom. I'm also a what most would call a primal dom.
Same.
Oh,
It,
um,
I'm kind of like our lovely friend Jay here.
yeah.
I'm somebody who inflicts the pain and enjoys just a little bit myself, just a little bit.
Oh,
Um,
oh.
but as for toys, I don't know, handcuffs, rope, wax.
Wait, hold on.
Wax is a good one. Wax is a good one too.
Okay, y'all gonna have to talk to me on this. What the fuck? What the fuck is? Y'all actually
So
have like actual burning wax?
yes, there's an actual hot wax that you can buy made specifically for the bedroom.
There
That
is, but also there is the some women, some men and women use actual candle wax
yep,
from candles they have sitting in the house, like they
yep,
let it drip on their skin,
Oh
and
my
it almost dries up almost instantly when it's out of it,
yep.
almost instantly. Like it gives a little sting, not too much of a burn, but
Yeah,
and it doesn't unless you have what is it? What am I? Not weak skin, but like it
yeah.
won't leave any scarring.
Soft skin.
Yeah, if you
Okay,
have soft skin, it'll leave
yeah,
scarring. But if you have like not rough skin, but like healthy skin,
yes.
it'll just you can pull it off, and it's just that sting. It's like a bee sting.
Okay, okay. Now oh my god, damn.
Now
Okay,
when I'm using wax, I prefer them to be blindfolded
yes.
because
That's an excitement out of it
hmm
because
Oh,
the impulses of now they're worried that if it's going to hurt or
yeah.
it excites them because they like that pain.
Okay. See,
it
I'm the
builds the
kind of
anticipation.
Yes.
yeah. See, I'm the kind of I'm so when I because I'm a switch again. Just to reiterate, when I'm with my partner, which happens because I'm strictly into men, of course. When my with my male partner who's a sub, I'm the kind of dude that I use belt. I use a belt and or a paddle, or as I call it, I have an old hickory, which is a long stick. Yes, I use
Oh,
yes. I'm
I got one right over there, and I that too. I'm just saying, but
yes.
like for the like I said, the plethora of toys. It honestly, it just depends on the mood of the situation,
Yes.
right? Like again, for being a pleasure dog.
It depends on how bad the sub was a brat that day.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Now I will say this: if I have had one brat, this I'm sorry, but if you're going to go ahead and you're going to drink up now my brat, he stayed with me in my bougie apartment because I was in the bougie apartment. This man, I bought like 2 jugs of orange juice. Now I said to myself, I would like to draw a glass, and he said I would like to. I mean, he asked for permission, like a good sub, like you're supposed to. He drank all of my damn orange juice. I made him get on all fours, and I told him to go ahead and sing my favorite song, which was Old McDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Yes, I did. I actually made him sing that damn. Yeah, yes, Wolf, I did. Shit.
hey, I'm not judging.
Ain't no judgment here, man. Because I'll tell you right now, I will make my submissive. I will make my bratty sub get on all fours. Now I'm gonna say this, and I want to remind everybody out there watching: collars are earned and not just freely fucking given.
Right.
You have to earn that right to wear a collar from a dominant.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing is people don't realize, and this is for all men and women, right?
Yes.
Let Jay. I'm pretty sure you can agree with me. In this lifestyle, honorifics are the same line of consent,
Okay.
right? You can't just walk around and call somebody daddy. You can't walk around and call somebody baby girl. You can't give them honorifics without some sort of one education behind them,
Yes.
Yep.
and two, like if you're already like for like let's say Jay's in a little relationship, right? And it's in that lifestyle. He goes out of his way, or the brat or the switch, whatever, goes out of her way to go over to say me. And she's like, hey, daddy, I have a favor for you.
Mm-hmm.
He
Oh,
can
that relationship's over with.
Oh,
sideways, not sideways in a bad way, but excuse me, what? No.
Oh
no.
no, no. So here's the thing, right? And this is if you are a true dominant
Yes.
and you are in a true dynamic of a dominant sub, your submissive knows where you draw the line. Now, me as the primal dom that I am, my submissive is not to talk to another male without me giving the hand signal first.
Facts.
And this is not a controlling thing. This is a respect thing. And any dominant who is in the lifestyle knows better.
Yes.
See,
So
I want to disagree with that. I want to disagree with that. I personally, like, if I was in a relationship, right? I don't mind the conversation, but where I would draw the line is if she, like I just said, if mine would walk up to you and be like, hey, daddy, I have a question. Or, hey, daddy, can you do this? Or, hey, you get me?
Yeah.
Because then that's where I would be like, I would come to, personally, I would come me to you and be like, hey, I just want to let you know, I don't know if this is the thing, but she just walked up to me and used an honorific that I don't know if you know about or you allowed or consented to.
Yeah.
But then again, on the other flip side of that, I've seen a lot of lifestyle participants, right, married and or dating or other, where us as doms, we're going after the other half and bringing them in,
Right.
right? Or we're
so
woman out to go bring
here's
the extra the 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 extra partner, whether it's male or female.
well see so when I was saying this, I was using that in a social setting.
Right.
I wasn't saying just like day to day basis. I've told a girl that I'm talking to that or any of the girls I'm talking to, I don't care if you're talking to another guy else, at work, on social media, if you're on OnlyFans, TikTok, whatever you got to do. If it's making money, I don't care. But if we are at a lifestyle brunch, know your role.
Facts.
Okay.
Same thing.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, definitely. Don't at least ask permission first, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like look over at me or you or whatever and be like, hey, can I go indulge? Can I what are my boundaries? What are my ground rules?
Exactly.
Right. But
Exactly.
it goes for us as DOMs too, because at the end of the day, right, and this is something even a lot of DOM sub switches don't understand, is
Mm-hmm.
it's all about communication,
Yep.
right? It's not just we are in charge. It personally to me, and it's different for everybody, but personally to me, it's a communication thing, and it is 100% an exchange of power,
Right.
right? It's not so much of a switch thing, right? But if you truly like, if you, and I'm going to use this word very lightly, if you love them regardless of the title of Dom, sub, switch, or other,
Yes.
it's a communication thing. If us as
100%.
want to go flirt with another brat or another switch, we have to look to our partner and give them a chance to give us the same guidelines, the same
Yep.
that keep them comfortable in the situation.
Yep.
Right.
And
Oh, I get that, and you know that's I agree with you on that in on that respect because, like I said, just like how if my brat or my switch is not is not comfortable in that situation, I have to respect their needs, not necessarily saying, oh, well you better shut the fuck up because I'm the dom, you the sub. No, that it
that's not
doesn't
right.
work.
That's not right.
That's not right at all.
That's
No,
a form of bullying.
facts. No,
That's
That is a form of narcissism and control.
and that's not okay. That is not, because that's where most of those relationships in that dynamic fall.
right.
They crumble fast because then it's damaged men and women who now are unsure of even being in any type of format relationship wise, and they
Yeah,
won't even trust their friends because they don't know who to trust anymore.
facts. And as a switch, I want excuse me, sorry. As a switch, I want my partner to trust me just as well as I want to trust them in that respect because I have rights and needs just like they have rights and needs.
Right.
So it's like a two-way street. It goes hand in hand. You
Right.
know,
Now,
I'm
so
yeah, yeah.
when I brought up that social setting thing, right? And I brought
Hmm.
up the lifestyle brunches. There's also lifestyle parties at
Yeah,
people host. There's clubs for the lifestyle that you can attend to that have, and a lot of times there will be no sexual activity at these parties or clubs because they have a dress code which requires either lingerie for the women or pasties and guys in underwear. They're not allowed to do sexual activities inside of the clubs
yeah.
or parties.
I ain't,
But
look,
with
I ain't
that
with
being said, a true dominant who lives a lifestyle is not going to come up and touch another dominant submissive without permission.
without
Because the moment that line of disrespect is crossed, it's no hold bars at that point. Me
fact.
personally, if and I'm gonna use Wolf for example, even though Wolf's my boy, if me and my submissive were at a club and we were
Hmm.
engaging in a play or a scene, and he came up and he did not ask my permission to speak or talk to my submissive first and touched her off the rip, he would be laying flat on the fucking floor,
Facts.
and I'd be going out in handcuffs,
And vice versa. Vice
and
versa.
vice versa.
Me,
But
same exact
in
way. Like,
that setting again, and if I may touch on something I read in the comments, Holly said it's something that needs to be discussed before you go into those social settings.
Yep.
Because
yes.
in another hand, it could be very not belittling, but it could be very embarrassing for both sides to have those kind of conversations in front of groups,
Hmm.
right? In front of other people, because then they have no choice but to be put on the spot and answer yes or no questions, and they can turn to be afraid of answering no, because then that makes them look bad, right?
Yeah.
And
And,
then in turn they're embarrassed, and then their whole day or night is ruined.
Yep.
right now, like I said, the only like I said now, the only thing that now when it comes now with my particular kink, if if I'm saying it correctly, is as a dom, I don't give a fuck if you call me daddy. I don't give a fuck if you call me poppy or sir. I don't have a problem with that. But when it comes to the switch, when it comes to me being a sub, only my kink is I'm more of into humiliation. I'm more into like
You have it degrading.
yeah, aka talk dirty to me only in the
You
bedroom.
you have a degrading kink.
Right.
Yes,
And most of
yes.
them do. And so I wanted to touch base on something people honestly, I don't think necessarily it should be called a switch in the lifestyle. And this is something I talk about with other people is
Okay.
I think honestly, there is such things as dominant and submissive types, right?
Yeah.
I don't think necessarily they deserve the name of a switch per se, because naturally, and Jay, I'm gonna see if maybe we might agree on this. But if you truly are involved with that person and you're with them for X amount of years or whatever, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying weeks, I'm not saying days, I'm not saying years, right? It 100% is an exchange of power. It's not about being a switch in the room. It's about the fact that if you truly love that person, regardless of the lifestyle, you'll give into that person, whether you're dominant or submissive.
Yeah.
Right?
So I can agree with that to an extent. The term switch, when I use it, is in retrospect of the people who, with one partner, is submissive. But like I was telling Tank when we first started, like let's say my submissive is a switch, right?
Right.
But she's a switch because she's submissive with me. But if we bring another girl in for a threesome or a throuple, she's dominant toward that girl. That's where
That,
I say the switch comes into play.
that that's fair, but I've also had the argument of in everyday life, not just in the room, in the bedroom, but it's a lot of people have that switch name
Yeah.
thrown around like it's just a piece of candy,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, no, 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 it's there's no such thing in that app, right?
Well,
If you want to work together, you want to, it's 50-50 down the line,
okay.
right? 100
Oh
100,
yeah.
right?
Well,
I,
Bedroom, right?
I agree with that. I agree with
It,
that 110%.
it
well,
don't matter if you're in the bedroom and you really, again, going to the bedroom, you really love that person. She wants to take, he or she want to take over, right? Give them that. If you truly are involved in that person, give them that freedom, right?
mhm.
Give them that rush, that excitement. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Don't overpower them, because that's what I've even learned that, right? Because I'm primal, right? It's, especially for those women who enjoy writing, right? That's technically a form of dominance,
True.
right?
True. And
And
like me now, now, like I said, now being that I am, and again, and didn't mean to cut you off, Wolf. My whole thing, like, okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and go a step further in the at me as a gay man myself. I'm what they call a versatile, meaning, but mostly I top with my men. Yes, I'm hard to believe. Yes, ironically, yes, I am. I'm versatile, meaning I can be a power bottom 1 minute, or I can be a top. I can be a top. I have the equip the proper equipment for that. But okay, when it comes to Wolf, don't you?
I was about to make a joke. I was about to say
Jesus
I was about to
Christ,
I was about to say
we're learning so much of each other right now. So much.
Tank. I was about to say I had you pegged as a bottom. No, no pun intended.
So okay, so for those of you, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and explain it. Okay, explain it a little bit further. When it comes to the relationship and everything, and like I said, I'm like I said, do not take this the wrong way. I'm using Wolf as an example. Yes, I don't mind a Wolf being the top in the relationship, being AKA the man, and I'm the sub, which is the female. I'll say the female in a relationship, because he had that mentality where he can pass off as a dom, and nobody would question it. And same thing with me, I can pass off as a dom, but also at the same time I can pass off as sub, if that makes any sense.
Well, now that you mentioned that, I would actually like to point out. So when Wolf was talking about girls riding as a form of dominance,
Mm-hmm.
I would call that what a power bottom.
Right.
Yes.
I know
That's
that.
that's how I would view that. And that
Oh,
doesn't necessarily make the dominant. That doesn't make the dominant
Yeah,
switch.
Holly, I am used for all the examples.
Yes.
Well, that's only day. I'm glad you're here because the last 5 weeks has been me. So
Right.
you know what? It's about time someone else gets the limelight. Um, but
Oh, Jay.
and that's the thing. Like, there's so much that people don't understand about the lifestyle, and they they base stuff off of movies. And I'm gonna be the first one to say this. Stop comparing my fucking lifestyle to 50 Shades of fucking Grey.
Oh,
God
thank
damn
you.
it.
You know what? Yeah,
Pick
And
me.
here,
Pick me.
the only thing that I agree in that fucking whole movie was the fucking contract.
okay.
Other than that, it was a terrible representation. 365 was a way
Oh,
That's what
better
I'm about to just
representation.
right now.
yeah,
Literally, if you want to compare it to anything, it's 365.
Yes.
Because 50 Shades of Grey is terrible. It is a terrible.
The
It,
books,
it,
the
it
books were
literally,
way better.
yes, the books were way better, but it made a terrible example out of the lifestyle, and it makes it borderline controlling.
Rape.
That too, and control,
yes.
And
possession, control, and uh, kind of gaslightish.
and
Yeah,
narcissistic.
yeah,
That too. So
And
please
yeah.
and
stop. Don't ever watch that movie.
that's another thing I want to point out. So, and I think Wolf and Tank, you'll both agree with me on this. When you're doing impact play, whether you're a dom or submissive,
Yes.
if the dominant does not show you what the item feels like before he uses it, he is fucking up royally, or she.
If I can't say a word, I'm gonna wave my motherfucking hand. Jay, bro. You hit the nail on the motherfucking head. If I'm telling you right now, like I said, I use a belt. Okay, if I'm telling you, if I'm using that for my own sexual gratification, and you think I'm whooping your ass because you did something wrong, where's the safe word? Use a safe word. Like seriously, use it. That's why if I'm going, like you said, aftercare is key. If I'm going ahead and I'm whipping you. Now, mind you, I'm just like going to town like my dad used to do when I brought home that D in English and shit, and he whooped my ass. When I whoop your ass and I'm sexually turned on by that to the point where you're about to go into a fetal position, you need to go ahead and tell me
And see,
that
that's
that
the thing.
Th-
Like with my submissives,
yes.
I show them what it feels like all over their body. I run it along their body, and I lightly tap them with it, whatever the item might be, before I
Okay.
use it. The only thing I can't really show you what wax. The only thing I can't show you what feels like before I fucking use on you is wax. To be honest with you, because
yeah,
otherwise,
there's
that
no
that's
way you can do that.
yeah. So
There are
everything else,
certain toys that you cannot, not just wax, but there are certain toys that it's not that you can't, but it's hard for them to. I guess they'll assume it's something else when it's not.
yeah.
Okay.
Especially if you've got your submissive or your brat or or even your doms sometimes, because there is those soft doms,
Hmm.
right?
Soft arms.
Yes,
There is a
there's such thing as a soft dom. There. So for dominant people, there are so many categories under dominant. There's primal dominant. There's
sadist dominant,
sadist
masochist
dominant.
dominant.
Okay.
You know.
There's a lot. There's
Yeah.
See,
honestly, if I
see,
had it in front of me, I would. There's probably, if I'd have to take a wild ballpark guess, there's probably about 50 to 100 name titles under dom.
same with submissive,
Yep.
Mm.
The
and
only thing that doesn't have, I think there's maybe at least 20 to 50 for brats. There's not so much to bratting, other than and that's the other thing is brats get it confused how to properly brat, because then they think they're always being playful, or they're using it to push buttons to
No,
exert
I agree with you. Yes. Please keep going, cause I agree with you. Cause I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm with you. I'm rocking with
And
you on.
that's another thing I want to say. You know,
Yes.
punishment should never be given out of anger. How you punish your submissive or brat is no different than how you punish a child. You never punish out of anger because then that can lead to literally harm and pain. That can lead to physical damage to your partner. And like I said earlier, you never want to do anything to put your submissive or the dom in harm's way.
Yes.
The way
So
you solve that is by testing it on yourself. You should be
I was
Yes.
just going to say
exactly, Morgan.
that comment. I was just going to say honestly, and this is something I was raised on. Is my dad always told me that he wasn't going to do something that hurt me unless it, if it didn't hurt him, right?
Yeah.
He wouldn't put me in a position to harm me if he wasn't willing to be there or do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And we said the same thing in the military. I would never make my private, my PFC, a specialist who would be underneath me when I was a sergeant, whatever. I would never make a lower enlisted do something that I have not done or would not do myself.
Right.
And for someone, and for me, as someone who has been in the call center industry for many years, we have a saying: "Do as I say, not as I do." So because when I train agents that are that when I'm what they call a point of contact or a SME, they take my lead, and I always tell them do what I say, not what I do, because the shit that I'm telling you now may not be correct.
And see, we got to say in the military, lead from the front, not from the rear.
So that um with that being said is also let's talk about this because I get this tossed around quite a bit with,
Yes.
you know, recapping on that comment. Um don't do anything unless you're willing to try. There are also, and me, I'm not judgmental.
But you have your limitations.
But I personally have my limitations. Like, for example, some women don't like a certain act, right? Okay, cool. I've had women be like, well, I'm not doing it unless you do it. Okay, then I guess we're both not doing it. Because that's a no-go for me.
And see,
Right.
and that's why I was talking about earlier when I said that even dominants have a safe word.
Right.
There are your hard limitations. Me personally, I'm not okay with anything that involves bodily fluids such as urine and feces. I'm
Yeah.
not going to sit there. Like, I'm not going to sit. A submissive could sit there and say, piss on me, R. Kelly my ass, shit on me, whatever they want to fucking say. And I'll be like, hey, yo, pineapple juice.
Yes.
And,
I,
and we ain't
I
going down that fucking, we ain't going in that rabbit hole.
I'm the same exact way. I'm not into this type of to that shit. I don't give a fuck what if it's simulating for you. No, fuck that. If I'm not with that,
And,
we that fuck no.
that's,
My
that's
yeah.
where you establish those limitations at when you first get into the relationship or the dynamic, however you want to
Well,
look at
Right.
it.
Jay, you had said a comment the other day when we were live in another platform, and you were talking about fingers of sorts.
Fingers are
Oh, you,
sort of
you talking about how the only thing I was okay with going on my ass was a tongue or a finger?
Yeah. So I'm okay with that, but I personally not somebody who pegging, not a guy,
Oh
not
yeah,
not me.
never. Not now,
I,
not never, not
sorry,
in the
I
fucking
was
next
trying
life, not in the
to remember
previous lives.
the
and
the terminology.
just for, yes, and just for those who are new to the podcast, when they're saying pegging, we're referring to when the woman has a strap on and they're using that to fuck the shit out of a man for
I
their
don't
own.
judge. There are men who like that.
Yes.
There are DOMs that like that. There are switches that like that. But personally, and that's where I was going with the fact that, if a man goes up to a woman and wants to peg her, and she turns around and she's like, okay, well, if you want to do it to me, I'm going to do it to you. Then we're not
That's
doing it.
No, the fuck you ain't.
That's what
hell,
I'm.
you
hell
gonna
no.
take that bullshit elsewhere because it ain't gonna happen here.
See,
If
I
you
get
don't
it.
like
Then.
it, then
Yeah.
that's where we're going to stop it right there. But if
Yes.
you know, we're not going to turn around and be like, you're going to do it. I'm like, no,
No,
I'm
no,
not.
oh no. You and me, it with me and me at the switch because of my lifestyle. Oh, I'll be like, okay, deal with it closest to ever. I'll be with a woman. I look. I'll do no. I'll be the only one to go to the pegging. You two can be remain a dom all you motherfuckers want to.
Like
Not
I
a mother.
said, she can stick a
I
finger in my
personally,
ass
I don't judge. I really don't.
Yes.
because we all know that the male G spot is in the ass,
Yes,
scientifically proven.
100%.
So I am okay with a girl sticking her finger in my ass or eating my ass, but you are not sticking anything dick shaped in my fucking ass.
Nope.
Point blank. Period.
No. No
No.
toys. No.
No anal beads, no butt plugs, none of that.
No.
The
That's
the
And
the rimming. That's what you are tossing salad. You be like, yeah, go right ahead. I have no problem with that. But
I'm
anything
telling you
that's
now, one of the best films of your goddamn fucking life.
I've had it a few times. I kind of agree, but most people don't like to do that. So I personally am not going to push that issue, right? My thing as definitely a pleasure and primal dom is I kind of use a mix of both while in the bedroom, right?
yes,
I try to keep it. I would like my partner to be comfortable 100%, right?
Always.
I would, I want to hear from them with what they like, what they want, what they need, right? Because at the same time, just because we are DOMs doesn't mean we know what our partners like 100% of the time.
right.
They have to be able to speak up and be like, hey, I like it when you do this, or I like it when you do that, right? It's not let me look at my Dom and just expect him to know my entire body, my likes, my dislikes, my pleasures, my fantasies. They have to speak up.
Yes.
Men and
And
women, they have to speak up because then if they don't, then it's a stagnant relationship
yes.
and it goes to waste.
And
Mm-hmm.
now me, like I said, when it comes now, the other thing is when it comes, my other kink is more so, and let me know if this is the actual kink or not. I'm into more of uh, strangulation or
Asphyxiation, yes.
asphyxiate. Okay, thank you. Asphyxiation. Like I like I said, I'm a touchy feely type person. So if I'm with my sub and I go ahead and I put my hands on their throat or what have you, it's a fucking turn off for me for some reason because they do it in the movies all the motherfucking time. Why can't I
Look,
do it in real
Now,
life?
look,
there's
I'm the before she go right before she's about to climax. I want my hand on her throat and it forces her to look at me when she does it.
Yes.
see, there's a
I
saying that
see that pleasure I'm giving her through her
Oh, I
eyes.
do foreplay.
if there's a saying, if your sub smiles, eye rolls, and bites her lip when you choke her, you found the right one.
That
She a freaky leak. Keep that.
that part because like I said, it's a rush for me. It's a rush. Like okay, when I put my hands on their throat, and I kid you not, the moment I get ready to climax and I'm ready to bust a fucking nut. And yes, for those I do not do the cream pie by the way. Anyway, when I
I do.
bust a fucking nut and I put my hands on their throat, it's like I can climax not once but twice when I do that when I do this. I can't look. I got polish the grit
And
and I can't.
see, and see, that's why I'm saying, like, I was saying that BDSM does not just revolve around sexual penetration as well.
That too. Yes.
That's
It's for
it's more. It's a foreplay.
mhm.
Exactly, Wolf. It's a foreplay. It leads up to it. You get someone who's
You
into pain. Like for me, like he's a pleasure dom. I am also a pleasure dom, but I have a high sadist rating. I have a high primal rating. I'm very territorial over my submissive. My sub is my sub.
Yes, I
That's
see.
why I that's why I'm not okay with another man being involved in the relationship, because no man will touch what is mine.
That facts. I was just in this conversation, right? I was just in this conversation. If she wants a girl, game,
Down for it.
down for it. But this is where I'm going to draw the line, and it's not because I'm jealous. I'm not jealous at all, right? If
See,
another
jealousy is when you want something you can't have.
exactly,
Right.
but
Territorial is when you're protected over what's yours.
my
Yes.
thought literally at an outing, right? If I'm gonna use you as an example, Jay, right? You see my lady, and I could read you, right? And like, God damn, right?
She sees me salivating.
And it's like, I'm like, I see you, but in my mind, right? I'm a smartass. I'm gonna look at you and be like, you're thinking of it naked. I'm about to see it. And
Okay.
I'm gonna walk away with her, no problems,
And
right?
see,
Because it's gonna leave
I'm the
you
same
sitting
way.
there. It's gonna leave you sitting there, dumbfounded, like, what?
Exactly, Holly. And see, that's the thing. Like, I'm the type of guy, I'm so fucking petty. I'm so fucking petty and sarcastic, especially when it comes to my submissive, that I will make a whole goddamn video about how you might be in her DMs, but my DNA is running down her fucking leg.
Bad.
Okay.
She might be deep in your mind, but I'm deep in them guts.
So you mean to tell me as a dom you actually will videotape the shit?
Oh, without a doubt, 110%.
I have a recording of my last, and I'm very proud of it.
I'm starting a OnlyFans, for God's sakes.
Well, for Christ's sake, for Christ's sake, when is that shit gonna happen? Look,
As soon as my ID comes in.
As soon, hey, mine's on construction right now.
see, here's the thing, and for those of you who do not know, yes, it does not have sexuality, does not have anything. I will watch an OnlyFans of a straight couple fucking and everything like that. That's also that's also a turn on as well. But anyway, that's besides the point. The only thing, the only issue that I have now, the only issue that I have with me and my particular lifestyle, if you will, I don't mind thruples and shit like that. But when it comes, I don't mind, and I don't mind having two subs because, like I said, best of both worlds. I don't mind having that, that fun triple the
I'm
pleasure.
glad you mentioned that.
Yes.
So, we were talking earlier about honorifics, right?
Yes,
So, I have three names that I go by.
sweetheart.
I have Sir, I have Daddy, and I have Master. They all are in different aspects of the dynamic.
Okay.
Outside the bedroom, it's Sir. 110%, always and forever. Outside the bedroom, it will always be Sir.
Right.
But it can also be used in the bedroom. In the bedroom, strictly in the bedroom, is Daddy. Unless my submissive wants to be a brat and fuck around and find out.
Now.
Master,
Hold on.
Yes.
My thing is, though, I will not always want to share my dom or partner with another woman. Always. Holly, I'm the same way, and I think for the most part, 90% of us are that way.
Yeah.
Like, when we are with our person, it's our person. Fuck what you mean. I don't care what you want. You ain't getting it.
Well,
exactly.
see,
Now, this is where the master comes into play. If I'm in a throuple, or it can be me, my submissive, and three other fucking girls, 10 other girls. I could have a fucking Playboy mansion full of females. Here's where the owner comes into play. The owner and the master.
yes.
Being a sex slave owner is a fucking top tier fucking dom, because you are not only having to please your submissive, but the other ones as well.
Yes.
You have to be able to fucking ration out. You have to know and communicate with your submissive that, hey, these girls do not get the same treatment you get.
Okay.
Experience, can I want to say, because I've had quite a few of them. there's a lot of the time, and this goes back to the communication factor of talking about the dynamic. If you bring in a third,
Yep.
right, is also they need to be told right off the bat, jealousy is out the door.
Yep.
If you're going to get possessive, you're going to get jealous. Nope. If you don't know your place, right, you are not. I'm not dating you. She's not dating you. You're here
Yep.
for play, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get involved and don't get your feelings involved. Like, obviously, sex is a very strong feeling. I don't care how you cut the cake, it is feelings,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Fact.
But at the same time, you need to be honest at the gate and be like,
Yes.
you're going to get involved. You're not going to fuck around and find out and be like, oh, I love your man.
No,
Or
Now,
that's a no. That's a no for me, because that's right
I
there.
will
Yes.
I will partly disagree with that because you do have those dynamics. Like for me, instantly, I don't mind having a actual legit throuple where I'm dating one and then she's dating the girl and the girl's dating me. I don't mind having that love triangle. You know, if I ever get, so help me God, if I ever get married again one day, if me and my wife want to date another girl, I have no issues with that. But there has to be the communication. There has to be trust. I
Yes.
told I told a submissive, a girl that I was talking to, that I would not sleep with the other person one on one without her permission. It's all about communication. It's all about trust.
in that aspect, there's also rules and guidelines and boundaries of, like, okay, for example, right? Uh,
Yes.
Met a couple, and it was they wanted advice because she wanted to go and play with other guys, and he was fine with it, but he wanted to lay down guidelines of, well, if you're going to be with another dude, okay, but he can't come inside of you at all,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of being able to have children or not. It was a no.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
Because that is his sacred thing.
he was like, that is mine. Sorry for his bad luck. That's not
Yep.
going to be something I'm going to pass to him.
Now I will say this, and I told this to a couple, Jay Wolf. You know where I'm going with this. There is a couple that we know. There is a mutual couple that we know, and I said this on several occasions. If I was to come back to the wild side and try back with a girl, it would be with them two because of two reasons. Number one, he's sexy as fuck, and two, I can trust him.
Right.
So therefore, if I don't have, like I said, if I'm getting with your girl and everything like that, which we all know we gonna have, I'm gonna have to have my prayer salts and everything like that before I even get with them. So yeah,
Have your counselor ready for the next day.
no, I have my therapist. My therapist on speed dial, so it's not an issue for me.
As soon as I get done, have your office ready because I need an appointment.
Call that, yeah, that, like, look, I'll see you on Saturday, but Saturday at 10 a.m. Okay, not a problem. Okay, record that. All right, but yeah, I have to have that phone call on deck because I already know one or two things. Clearly she the fucking dom. She the fucking dom from what I'm looking at. Clearly they
Sorry,
clearly
I just seen Holly comment that I agree with that.
What she
like
said, I couldn't see it. It didn't pop up for me. Oh, there it is.
my apartment one with it's something that's talked about. Facts.
Yeah. And
Oh
it's all
no,
about communication. Like
yeah,
that's all where it rolls down to is communication. Same with the lifestyle. Like, you know, I told the girl I was talking to that if we ever have a trouble, I would wear a condom. And y'all know that there's two things I don't fuck with: rattlesnakes and condoms. But I told her, I was like, if you want to sit there and watch me fuck the chick, if you want me to tie you down and you're forced to watch it, I will wear a condom. I'm not gonna bust my nut in her. That's sacred for me and my submissive.
that part.
That,
No
And
matter
yeah,
no matter how bad my breeding kink is, because I fucking love it.
Yeah,
Because I'm the nasty motherfucker to bust my nut in the bitch, slurp it out of her, and then fucking make out with her with it in my mouth.
yes. Okay. Yes, Wolf, sir. Oh hell, I'm sorry.
I was just agreeing that I'm that guy too.
So, you, you know, like
I'm a
now,
wolf. Okay.
now you see why he's my brother. Now you see why we get along so well. We
Yes,
may
and
butt
I
heads at times, but we get
do
along so
shit.
well because of it.
And speaking of which, because I'll be meeting up with him, fingers crossed, in Katy, Texas, September, and I would be that switch adjacent with him. I'm sorry, him down there. Shit, well, fuck it, him
We're gonna
down
have to
there.
work on that. We're gonna have to
Wolf.
work on that.
I have to. Okay. Damn it. Look, I'm gonna be the submissive, and Aki got to play with his hair, and that's the only thing with that. And yes, he has the hair ready and everything like that. So that's the only time that I will ever have a physical contact with him, and he has given me that permission to do so. So
You
yes,
better pray to God he don't find a relationship by then, because you gotta get permission from her too.
uh, the actually she's already aware of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
hold
Yes.
up, wait a minute. What the fuck did I miss? You have a relationship, you motherfucker?
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Let me.
Oh, we are about to talk about this shit.
We're going to talk about it right now.
Let's talk about. Yeah.
No,
Let's talk.
not right now, but we're gonna talk about it.
What you
Okay.
mean?
For the
What
record.
you
For the
mean
record. Let me make something for the record very clear. It is not a relationship yet.
Where's she from?
Around.
Motherfucker, we going to a group call after this bullshit.
Around. But I have gained extensive and very deep feelings for this person.
Mhm.
And this person is very special to me.
Yeah.
And
Do I know her?
uh, maybe
We're going to a group call after this.
Tank possibly knows her too.
What's her name? What's it start with?
Not going to give that information out on this.
We're going to a group call after this.
Well, I'm not going to give the information out on this, but
um um speaking no, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. No.
Tank, no, sir, no,
We're on a
sir,
group. We're going to a goddamn group call after this shit.
No,
Goddamn
no,
it.
no,
see,
sir.
this is where the Dom will come in up, and I will be the switch. Be like, nope. You a tank,
We're having a group call after this.
huh? How we got that? Don't bring me into the
There ain't there. You know what? Look. To be honest, there is no drama. There's none.
Yeah.
This person is just very, very special to me, and like to the point of I've seen some very deep future things, and it's been a while since I've had those kind of thoughts.
Oh yes.
So
Can I at least get the name that's what it starts with?
no,
You gonna tell me on Snap?
maybe.
All right.
Okay.
Back to this.
Let's just say this on a side note, off topic, on topic. I subconsciously but consciously, without thinking about it, was in a karaoke live the other night, and I was singing to her without realizing it.
You were okay.
And it was very emotional because I didn't realize it until I actually paid attention to the words.
Yes. And just it and like I said, for those of you who do not know, I'm gonna let y'all know once again my the season 1 finale of the Sex Spot, September 9th. It will be held live in Katy, Texas.
Let's go! I'm gonna be part of the season finale.
Yes, fingers crossed though. Fingers crossed. Remember, because
I'm gonna be a person.
Oh hell yeah! Oh yeah! Yes. Yeah. Well, and before we end this, before we end this, I want to make sure we have this between.
Oh, we ain't done yet. We said 2 hours. Remember?
I
Because
thought
we had a guest star.
We
Oh
only
yeah,
agreed an hour.
no, it's actually going to be a 2 hour special.
Oh, okay, all right, I'm down. Let's go.
We're gonna write. We're gonna combine part one and part two together.
I just
Um,
want drunk with Tank.
on
What?
yes.
Jesus Christ.
Thelen, yes, honey, you're more than welcome to get drunk with me. Not a problem.
I
But
can.
just remember, I'm not that talented. And number one, and number two, um, yeah, yeah, okay. But just to make sure we have this established, what the hell?
The hell, Wolf?
What's going on, Wolf?
He's not
Oh,
even the.
a, but it's gonna be yes. Oh no. I can't wait. That's where we're gonna have my season finale at. That's
I
where
bet
I'm
his
going.
phone died.
Okay. But I wanted to make sure I wanted to bring this to his attention. Uh, bring this
My
to his
fault.
attention.
My fault.
No,
I swiped.
I get it. It's okay. Jay, I want you to do the honors of officially welcoming him as one of our alternates.
Wolf, my boy, welcome to the show, Bubba.
Let's go.
Yes. There's a fourth, and there's a fourth one that will be a part as well. I don't know if y'all know
She'll probably just be a guest star because of her work and everything. So she'll
the
probably
but
just be
the
a special
other
guest.
but the other
Oh,
alt
yeah,
yeah
Gator.
would be Gator. So in the event that Jay is unable to make it, either Wolf or Gator will join me.
I just need a text message just to let me know.
Oh
And,
yes,
and on my
He
work
sent
thing, but
he
just
sends it out.
yes.
Usually we do it every Saturday.
Yeah, I set it up. It's every Saturday night, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, because you're in Texas.
yep,
You're in,
yep.
you're in
Should
Texas.
anything happen that I'm not here, I'll find a way to be watching from the inside.
We again prayers
We're
cross.
we're, we're going to try not to go there. Okay, we're
I'm
gonna
trying not to, but hey, if should
Prayers,
worse
man.
come to worse,
Prayers.
I'll have a phone with me to fucking get to watch from the inside.
Prayers. Okay, we're not gonna do that tonight. Anyway, now we're gonna do part two because we're gonna do part two of this, which is this has never ever happened for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up for part. I'm bringing up part two. Now, with this being with this, this is a 2 hour special. When you go ahead when it comes to that particular lifestyle, and you say you don't mind having it having it out in public and everything like that. What okay, so what are your rules to tell your sub or switch? And I'm going to the Doms on this one because they're the alpha, they're the true Doms for a reason.
who you want first.
Uh, the guy I'm gonna rub my hair. I'm gonna rub his hair in
Oh God,
Texas.
rules.
Yes.
Honestly, to be quite frank and honest, I don't really have any like set in stone
Oh,
because I've had a lot of communicative partners. I've had, it's especially in that lifestyle, it's been very communicative. I've been very upfront, you know. Rules mainly is honestly no, obviously the basic one. Don't lie. Don't lie. You know,
okay.
it's a surefire way to end things at a dramatic halt. Like I will relate to my brother Jay is will get bent out of shape real quickly.
Yes.
I've and this honestly, and this is just on a side topic, is tonight, for example, I had been very upset. And that's another reason why I was like, look, I'm going to just be in the comments. I will comment things, but there's people have pressed the buttons of wolf tonight.
Yeah.
And
And
it's one, like I said, one of them happens to be no lying. Don't lie to me. Right. If you're not feeling something, vibing, be honest. Be honest. Like don't lead it.
okay.
Don't throw out signals of one thing, but then behind closed doors being a complete different way.
Facts. I'm the exact same. I'm right there with you. Like I said, don't lie to me, because like I said, I will ask questions. I may ask you question. I may ask 3,000 questions. I may ask you question number 414 to make sure I get the same fucking answer out of you, and and it may change or what have you. That's where I have a problem.
Right. And that's another thing, is like another big thing for me is I'm not a controlling asshole. I'm not.
Oh
I hate
no,
men who control people. Right.
facts.
So in a relationship dynamic, in a lifestyle dynamic, I don't mind if you're going to talk to other people. If you're going to talk to other men, obviously be respectful.
Yes.
Be respectful. Don't be like, get it, don't be like, oh, I'm in a relationship type deal. Like if it's official, like, and this goes for doms too, don't backtrack and be like, oh, I'm still sticking to my ways, you're my main, but I'm gonna go over here and do this. Because like I'm a very flirty person, right? Until I make it official, I flirt. Right. I've been a bartender, military background, police
Yeah.
background,
Yes. Oh, no,
performer on stage for 4 years.
yes, me too.
Right.
I like I said, call center worker, 16 years strong. Yes, former and also a former phone sex operator. Yes, I was a former phone sex operator in my day. After I left the cable phone, the internet, I went into doing phone sex.
Big
So,
one. Big one. Jay, I think you can agree with this. Don't bring your fucking friends into it.
yeah,
If you
Oh,
somebody,
110%.
if you're talking to somebody and you want to mention your friends, oh my God, I met somebody truly amazing. Like, leave it the fuck at that. For both men and women, leave it the fuck at that. Like I just did. Right? Like, don't,
it,
if you're having relationship problems, don't bring, I'm not going to go to Jay and be like, fuck this bitch, blah, 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 blah. Because then Jay, as my brother, would be like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
And
I disagree with that. Well, to a certain
they're
extent.
pointing out there's been those experiences, and I've watched them firsthand
Oh
where
yeah, no, I completely agree. Uh, but I disagree to a certain extent on that because if I'm having a problem with my significant other that we have talked about and we don't know how to fix it, I'm going to find someone that I can talk to easily about it.
I agree. I agree. I agree. But what I'm saying is don't go to someone brand new and then get them all worked up about the situation, because again, a traveling mouth, it's like wildfire. Because then
yes,
I
Exactly.
Jay, you can go to Tank, and Tank will go to somebody else, and that somebody will go to somebody else, and then by the
that's
time it makes its way all the way back to me,
and that's a lot. Now let me stop you right there, because once it comes to me, just want to throw it out there. That was like I said, that's a conversation that me and the other person have. Like you can go to me, come to me, confide in me, and shit like that. Okay, I'm the kind of person that's like, once you have that conversation, that means that you have that trust with me. That whatever was said is between you and me.
right? Well, what I'm getting at the end of the day, don't let outside sources influence your decisions.
Yes,
Let them give you advice, let them give you critiques, let them give you ideas, but do not let them sit there and influence bad decisions. Don't
Yes,
let a man or a woman get involved where it's like, oh, you're having problems. Let me just sneak right in.
that's a problem.
So for me, my rules are pretty. I mean, it's pretty simple. Don't lie to me. Keep it 100 with me. If you're not feeling something, let me fucking know. And again, this is where it comes down to the dominant submissive dynamic. Of the dominant is not the one in control in the dynamic. The
Yeah,
submissive is the one with all the power. If she's not okay, if your submissive is not okay with something, you don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Communicate with me. Let me know where your limitations are. Let me
yeah,
know that whatever it is that we're not, let me know whatever it is that we need to talk about. Communicate with
yeah,
me first. If I need to go to a third party for advice, then I will communicate that
and,
hey, I'm going to ask someone for advice on how to solve the situation
yes.
that we don't know how to fix ourselves.
That
I'm not. Another thing is, don't sit there and, for me as a dominant, don't sit there and try to take away my dominancy,
yes,
because
and
I was forced into sex by my ex-wife, and I will never allow someone to take away my control again. And when I say control, I don't mean, oh, you're gonna do this to a fucking T. No, I mean my control in the bedroom.
yeah, and
And
uh,
that's a trauma response and something I'm working through myself. But it comes down to also with the fact of, if you're going to be my submissive and you're going to be in this for the long run, you are going to have to earn your collar. I'm not just going to freely give it to you. I will show you ideas of what it will look like. I will talk to you about it. It'll be something we discuss. Like, I'm not going to sit there and make her wear the collar to work unless it's like a dress up collar or a choker or something. But the collar that she wears at the house for pleasure or for dressing up or whatever, versus the collar that she wears for punishment, will be two different ones.
facts.
Also,
And
there's another word for that. Is it's not necessarily always a punishment. It could be a punishment as
True.
well. That is another keyword that a lot of people who are either new to the dynamic or in the dynamic, but they think they've read something on Google and think, oh, then that's exactly. No, do your research, because
right,
everything is not just a punishment.
and and that's 100% facts in that respect. Because my thing is, you can, like I said, you fuck up one time, okay, Daddy gonna have to get to get you together. But if you keep on fucking up just to piss me the fuck off, that's when I have a problem.
And that right there that's another thing where I've talked about before is,
Yes,
don't use, oh, I'm a brat as a stepping stone to excuse behaviors. Don't
fact.
go your way. Sure, it's fun to push buttons and see how far you can push your dom, right? But
Yes,
don't go out of your way and above and beyond to exert yourself to the point of, now your dom's in a position where he's got to make a really tough decision. Is the relationship worth it? Is it worth the long run? Do
yes,
I love this person? Do I really want to be with this person? Where do I see myself in the next 5 to 10 years with this person? Is this person going to be relevant in a week, a month,
yes.
a year?
And the only and the thing, and I also got to add, do I see myself? Is I'm sorry, excuse me. Like you said, is that person marriage material? At the end of the day,
If they are not, drop it.
no. At the end of the day, if they are not marriage material, they are a stepping stone. They are a stumbling block in that right. Yes,
Since this is that kind of conversation, that's something I want to touch base on, and even on my podcast, I will be speaking on. I speak on it all the time, even on other platforms. But here's the other thing: is something we need to come together and break the stigma of is calling names to people
Mhm.
because of their interest in sexual encounters.
Right.
If you're going to have sex with somebody, that does not make you a player. Does not make you a hoe. You jokingly say, Jay says it all the time. Oh, I'm a hoe. And your point?
I'm a fucking man whore
But at
when
the
I'm
same
single.
but at the same time, single or not, that does not make you that. Right? So for a woman to sit there and be like, oh, you're a man whore or you're a player, you're not interested. No, we're dating is not so much of your one-on-one every day, all day. Dating is you're talking to multiple people. You're probably sleeping with multiple people. That does not mean that gives you the right, it reserves the right for you or anybody to call them a degrading name. If you're going to degrade them, that honestly is a kink, yes. Two, it's to be used between that person and that person only,
Yes.
right? You're going out of your way to bullying, belittling, and degrading somebody, fucks with their mentality, fucks with their mental health, it fucks with their charisma, if it fucks with their mojo.
That
Because
part.
then in their head thinking, I'm afraid to even date right now. But if I go into lifestyle, maybe I'm safe. Maybe I'm safe because they won't think so little of me. Wrong. Just because you come into a lifestyle does not mean that, yes, we're going to treat you differently, but we're also not afraid to call a spade a spade.
Hmm.
If you're going to present yourself as such, then the boot fits. But if you're going to go around and scream that to the world, that's on you. No one reserves the right to sit there, me as a man, Jay as a man, or you, Tank, to even another man, to sit there and tell them that they're wrong for having sexual encounters. It really isn't none of anybody's business how many people you sleep with, right?
Facts.
The only time it makes its business is here's something people don't talk about, is the fact that if you have an STI or STD, that is permanent, right? That is something you need to say right out the gate. Yes, I fucked up, right? I was unsafe. I did something with somebody that I thought was clean but wasn't clean. Lied to me after, right? But that still
Communication.
serves the right to call them a whore or to call them a player or what have you,
Yes.
right?
And what also is like frustrating to me in the dominant dom lifestyle. Don't be an Ike Turner. Do not be an Ike Turner, because although I've never witnessed this before, I've seen the dominant get that Ike Turner mentality of, oh, I can slap you around. That Tina was with Ike for over 17 years, where she had enough, and she had to be that submissive. Not blaming her, not saying that, because I fucks with Tina Turner long way. Proud Mary, that's my favorite song of hers. Rest in heaven, Queen of rock and roll. She had to put it up. She had to put up with the abuse and shit like that. There's one thing to be abusive in a good abusive, but then there's also when it turns into repression.
The
Correction.
the only way, right, any sort of physical altercations in that manner is I'm a big advocate for PDA. I'm grabbing my girl's ass. I'm throwing my hand around her throat like in a very sensual way, right?
Yes,
In public, I don't give a fuck. If they see me grab my girl's face and kiss her or lightly just do that and not grip, it's none of their goddamn business. I'm grabbing her, yelling, or in her face, right? If I'm leaning on her or kissing at her neck, that's me,
yes,
right?
yes,
If I'm grabbing her ass, slapping her ass in public, it's mine, motherfucker. Get the fuck over it.
yes.
In the words of our very dear friend.
So
1000% agree.
let me say this. All right, there is a difference in consensual impact play,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
which can include your hand, such as some girls like to be slapped during it, some girls like to be spanked, some girls like to be choked, whatever. There's a difference when it goes from consensual to abuse.
Yes.
There's a difference when it goes from impact play to domestic violence.
Yeah. And
Like, I'm not gonna sit there and sock my girl in the fucking jaw unless she puts her hands on me first and she hits me five. She swings 5 times. After that fifth swing, hey, it's game on. You want to act like a man? I'm gonna treat you like a man.
See, and that's something I was raised on. My mom always told me, never
yes,
raise your hand at a woman.
at
Never.
all. My
But
my dad my
but
dad said,
there's that line. If a woman puts herself in a man's position where she's fighting like a man, and the only way for that man to defend himself is to fight back, don't go crying to the cops because you put yourself there.
and my dad always taught me, if someone hits you, you hit them back. If they attack your personal space and you have to defend yourself, god damn it, if you got to go ahead and like I said, although I don't advocate for men hitting on women, women hitting on men, men hitting their male partners, females hitting their female partners. That to me, in my eyes, is abuse.
Well,
That
My
is,
and
bad. Phone call come in.
yeah,
that's
that
where there's only the space for that is any physical, like, connection, altercation, if you call it, whatever you call it, is meant,
mhm,
right? There's nothing wrong with PDA, right? If you're out there, you're with your partner, man, for you with another man, me and Jay with another girl, submissive, whatever. If we're out there with our girls, that's ours. If we're going to be out there and slap her ass, okay. 9 times out of 10, all the girl's going to do is give you that look like, can we go home and fuck?
that part. No, like I said, I'm the exact same way when it
Bro,
comes.
I'm giving her that look at the fucking restaurant before you even get the fucking goddamn menu.
Mhm. The moment you rub your fucking leg, that's the sign right there. The moment you put your fucking leg over mine and like look at me like you ready, you want to get it in. Check, please. Let's go. Let's go.
And see, and that's the thing, man. Like, when it comes to the dynamic of the dom and submissive,
Yes.
we want our sub to be someone that we are proud of.
Yes.
Don't
Like,
embarrass the public.
and I say this not to be a narcissistic, controlling dickhead because I know it's going to sound like this, but stay in your fucking lane.
When I say don't embarrass us, I'm for foolery. I'm for fuckery. If we're going to go to Walmart and you want to fucking have a
Nerf gun fight in the middle of Walmart and get us kicked out. I'm here for it.
Right.
facts, if you want to fucking throw, like, you want to get like the pool noodles and do lightsaber duel right there in the middle of Walmart in the toy aisle, fuck it, let's go.
1 second, y'all. Y'all continue the conversation. I have a package coming to me. Hold on 1 second. We're back.
But
There's a difference between, one, don't go out of your way to see how far you can push it to get that temper out of us in public. You know, pretty, for the most part, I'm a pretty even-tempered person. Wouldn't you say, Jay?
yeah,
For the examples we have gone through, I'm a pretty
oh,
even-tempered person.
I'm a hothead. I'm not gonna sit there and lie. I am a fucking hothead. I am a short fuse. on a very big fucking time bomb. But I'm not gonna sit there and put my hands on you in public. I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not. I will public. I will do public humiliation if you fucking want to act up. That is a form of punishment that I thoroughly fucking enjoy.
Right.
I'm not gonna embarrass you to the point of making you walk around a store on all four on your hands and knees and barking like a dog. I'll make you do that at the house. But I will make you walk around with a sign on your shirt that says, "Sorry, Daddy, I've been a bad girl."
See, and I'm looking at these comments real quick, and a lot of them make sense. Savannah says, I probably wouldn't make it home. Please pull over somewhere and put me on the hood. Now, with that, right, obviously there are governmental laws that prevent those kind of actions from happening.
If
But
you record it and say you're doing porn, you can get away with it.
To a point. To a point. There is still legal guidelines that prevent you from doing that. Trust me, from law enforcement experience, I've had to handle that because I've been told that many times.
Only illegal if you get caught.
But point is I'm making is if you want that, and of course I'm all for it, girl. We're gonna stop. We're gonna go out to the woods. We're gonna go out to the lake, something in the middle of the night. I don't give a fuck, right? Or I'm gonna tell you you're gonna be a good girl, and you're gonna wait till we get to the house, and then I want you to take all of your clothes off as the minute that door closes. Because
But
first of all, in my position, I don't want the neighbors seeing what the fuck is mine. Because first of all, it's none of their fucking business. If we're gonna make out like fucking extreme on the way to that door, boom, I'm down. Let's go. But the minute that door closes, baby girl, I want your clothes off. I'm taking you up to the bedroom, the couch, the kitchen, the counter. I don't give a fuck. Right? I'm just being honest. But at the end of the night or at the end of the day, it's still don't over exceed the limits, especially in a public area, right? Because I've had those positions where I've had those brats where they'll go out of their way and speak loudly, obnoxiously, and it's not so much of an embarrassment, but it's you question where the priorities in your own mindset, right? Like if you want to whisper something in your dom's ear, like "Daddy, I want you," or whatever, you're getting real close with him. You're playing footsie in the bedroom, or at a restaurant. You rubbing your leg on him under the table. You're letting him know you're hungry for it. You want it. What can you do to get it? I'm all for it. But there's also a time and place is what I'm trying to get at. There's a time and place to do those kind of things, right? If you're out to dinner at a nice place, you're looking amazing, you both pulling it off, pulling out all the stops. Let your partner know, communicate, eye signals, hand signals, little keywords, but don't go out of your way to make a scene, right? Be proud of your partner, yes, 100%, but don't go out of your way to exactly. It literally isn't the right place. Sometimes you can't be loud and open all the time. Be proud of your partner, but do not be loud to where it puts you in a position where, yes, sometimes in certain aspects, a lot of people like public intercourse.
Public intercourse.
I'm not against it, but with the right setting.
Okay.
I lost my virginity in a hot tub on my 13th birthday in broad daylight. So
There's a setting. If it's a dynamic party and they allow that kind of thing, okay. If you're at the
and
Walmart, you at the Target, you at the Dunkin' Donuts, you at
At the Kroger.
whatever you've got in your city, don't do that to somebody,
Right.
right?
unless they want it.
Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to them, right? Because then one, everybody and their mama's got a fucking cell phone anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll make the fucking news in not the most extraordinary way.
And y'all know, and especially for Wolf that's in Texas, Channel 11 is big. They will go ahead and report that real quick. So
Well,
yes,
and that's the thing. Like when Wolf said, "Don't make us look stupid and don't embarrass us," he backpacking, piggyback on what he said.
But it's
We're
our
not
job
talking
to let them feel the same way.
like
right,
we're not talking about going out there and having like the lightsaber fights in Walmart, the the Nerf gun fights, whatever. We're not talking about
right,
that. Don't sit there and act a fool.
Facts.
As a submissive, your job is to be there and be a fucking social status. And I say that with the most respect. We are
yeah,
we as doms pick our subs to boost our social status because of the way they act and they hold themselves and carry themselves in public. You don't sit there and act a fool and make us look stupid. You want
facts,
us you want us to be proud of you, not to be ashamed of you.
Well, and let me say some minor corrections to that. It's not so much of a, to me, right? And this is my thing. Is, to me, it's not so much of a social status. It's just be presentable, right? It's not so much of I'm looking for a status quo. I'm not looking to be the most popular person. I'm not looking for
I may have
approval.
worded that wrong. I may have worded that wrong. Don't we choose our subs based on how they carry themselves.
right,
I
We're
wouldn't
not going to sit there
a
and
partner.
be you know what I mean? Like, well, submissive partner, however you want to look at it. You choose your partner because of how they carry themselves.
Right.
yes,
Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically,
Everything.
everything. Right. And ladies, please know I do not mean in a physical sense where you should be looking like a fucking Barbie doll. Like, I'm not wanting you, like, personally, me, I don't give a rat's ass if you go out with me and you're in a messy bun and my hoodie and a pair of sweatpants. I don't give a fuck. Right.
Unless
That's
we're going to a fucking restaurant where it's $25 a plate or more, but goddamn it, you better fucking dress up.
of
yeah,
course. If you're going to a nice steakhouse, a seafood place, whatever. But if we're going to fucking McDonald's, right? I don't give a fuck
yeah,
if you're leaning on me, holding on to me, dressed down,
right,
right? Your messy bun, no, barely any makeup. I don't give a shit. I'm not expecting you to pound the makeup on your face either, right? Like, I'm not
yeah,
going to say
blend
put 50 pounds of fucking makeup on your face
Exactly, Holly.
yes,
for a night out on the town. Like, I'm not. First of all, right? It's not about getting.
Yeah, I worded that wrong. That's on me. I worded that part wrong. I was trying to find the right words for it, but my mind went somewhere else. ADHD. Um, but it's we choose our partners because we're proud of them.
right,
And I'm all about PDA. I'm all about showing my fucking partner off. I'll make posts about you online on social media. I'll fucking you know I'll be out in public and be like, hey yo, that's my girl. That like
that's my
that's my wife right there type shit. But I fully believe in keeping the business part of the relationship in private unless needed for a third party opinion.
right,
But I'm going to someone who's been involved with that relationship since the very beginning of it and who
hmm
knows me and knows my partner. I'm not going to go to just one person for who's brand new to the relationship. I'm going to be there like, hey, bro, like if I'm dating someone and Wolf has been there the whole time, Wolf, hey, bro, I don't know how to fix this situation. We've talked about it. We can't find a compromise. Like, I need you to give me some options. Blase, blase, blase. But
But
And
also need to know that that party, that third party advocate, is somebody you 100% trust and you've known since day one.
exactly.
And don't go to your auntie's, cousin's, nephew's, grandchild and be like,
Boyfriend. And be
I
like,
have
hey man,
relationship problems, because the minute they're going to see there and then be like, okay, line them up. What are the issues? What are the problems? Oh, okay. F that person.
That part.
And then it's
and
a whole mess, because then you're in your head. Then you're like, maybe they're right. And then you go and get another opinion. And they're like, oh, what did that person say? Oh, yeah, no, I agree.
and that's another thing. Like, if you're going to if you're going to be in a relationship that's in the dynamic and you need to get advice for your partner, I highly recommend you have somebody who's in the lifestyle as well, and that
Yeah.
has been around since day one. Because if you go to Joe Blow off the fucking streets, like Wolf said, like you go to your fucking best friend's fucking nephew's girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and it's like, and they don't live the lifestyle, and you go, hey man, so my girl says she's not okay with me putting hooks in her body. He's gonna look at you like you're fucking crazy, first of all. Then he's gonna
Yeah.
judge you on top of it. And he's like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? You need a psych ward.
Right.
And
Like,
they
But not but not
now,
knowing what y'all do behind closed doors is not nearly as bad as that, but it would still probably cause some questions with law enforcement.
that's where I was going to go with that. Also, outside of the lifestyle, or outside of somebody that's not educated, is going to look at it like now you're borderline abusing each other.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which, don't get me wrong, I love my sex borderline domestic violence. But
we're going to work on that, Jay, because
I mean, let's be
we
honest.
got to work on that. We got to work on it.
Now, yeah, cause like I said, with me personally, I like I said, I don't mind, I don't mind, having, having that rough, raunchy shit going on and everything like that. But public affairs, but PDA, I prefer to be, subtle and prefer to be, you know, soothing. Of course, in the bedroom, oh, no holds barred. Fuck around and find out. Okay.
well, see,
Right.
now I agree with that tank to a certain extent, but like for me,
Yeah.
like it depends on the setting. Like if we're at Walmart and you're in a pair of sweatpants or just a pair of jeans or whatever, a hoodie, tank top, messy hair bun, I'm gonna slap your ass in public.
That
Like I'm
part.
not like I'm going to smack that shit in public just to fuck with you.
Yes.
But
I want my job. I want to turn you on.
Yes.
exactly.
I want
Like
you to want me as much as I want you.
yes. And I'm the exact same way. If I'm at the frozen food section at the Publix, and like I said, and I'm in the motherfucking urge, and you wearing my favorite basketball shorts and Mexicon, and you got on the flip, got on the athletic flip flops. Oh yes, oh I will be slapping that ass. I will be slapping that ass just to go ahead and get you turned the fuck on.
Right.
But
But
but like Wolf said, if we're at like a nice restaurant, a steakhouse, sushi bar, whatever, and we're dressed up, keep it subtle. I'll have my hands gonna be on the small of your back. We're gonna, pull the chair. We're gonna keep it fucking classy.
Yes,
At the table, if you want to rub your fucking heel against my leg and let me know, hey, when we get home is going down, by all means, keep it subtle.
keep it subtle. I mean,
You
don't
know,
don't don't announce yourself. Or were we in said establishment and you said, "Hey, hey Jay." Oh no, we no. That's when it goes to thought land. Thought we go to thought land. No, we not. If I'm at Del Frisco's, yes, I've been to
leave
that.
it alone. That is my favorite steakhouse.
Yes, they have one in Philly. Okay,
They
if I
got
go
one in Fort Worth, boy. Let me tell you.
fuck yes,
Jay, if you come down to Fort Worth, my boy, we're going to Del Frisco's, because that's the
yeah.
place.
No, well, no. If they have one in Katy, me and you, I'll pay for my own food at Del Frisco's. Fuck yeah,
Hey, you know how expensive it is, but it's so good.
shit. I'll
But
pay
no, no, no.
75.
But at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
It's so much. It's not so much of setting, but it's a dom and or sub, vice versa, should
Mm-hmm.
feel safe and secure in the relationship. They should
Facts.
have to have in the back of their mind, right? Fuck, what is this person going to do?
Right.
Right? What we're going to go out. Is this person going to make me look really bad? Is this person going to embarrass me? Is this, again, for example, the person I am talking to, I'm very proud of that. I am.
Yes.
I've given her PDA many times. Don't give a fuck.
And we don't know who that person
Not,
is. Okay.
not 100% claimed, but she knows how I feel about her. I am terrible, and this is what I'm working on, is because of past issues, is I've not been so good at expressing my feelings towards said situation. But that person, first and foremostly, did you cross that line with me? I don't care who you are. You could be my brother, my best friend. I don't give a fuck. You cross that line, you say something to her, you say something to me out of line, you say something about her, and I catch wind, you're
That's
catching paws all day long.
that's that ass.
It is, I don't give a shit what the fuck you heard.
Right.
You bring it to her and I.
Bring it to us so we can have that conversation. The moment you step out of the boundary, step out of my trust for you and shit like that. Like I said, fuck around and find out. Like I said, y'all think y'all from me. Like I said, that mugshot I had in 2014 that says that oh yeah, there's a mug. Yes, I had my mugshot up there on good old TikTok that shows that I was reckless and fuck around and find out. I can go back to 2014 real motherfucking quick.
And it shouldn't ever come to that. It really shouldn't.
No,
Right? Like I said, for example, earlier when I was talking about if Jay was to look at my girl in a way and if he was single, right? Look all you want, Jay,
don't
because
touch.
but at the end of the day, your intrusive thoughts are all that you're getting.
Yep.
That's
And
all.
I and I say and I'm glad you brought that up because as a gay man myself, I say this with all due respect. I'm old school LGBT. I'm old school. I'm old school where I was taught by my older gay brothers. Look but don't touch. I can look at a straight man and say, "Oh yeah, I would love to have him fuck the dog shit out of me." Ergo, Wolf, and Jay, but we're not going to include Jay in this shit. But okay, not a problem. Okay, but anyway, but the point I'm
I
trying to
fucking
make
hate it
is,
here.
look but don't touch.
I fucking hate it here.
Yes, the moment I step out of pocket and step out of boundary with any of these two, especially these two, they have the right to call me the fuck out. They have the right to say to me, Tank, you're going a little bit too much. Calm it down. Dial it back a little bit. Moment I keep on, I don't take the PSA, they have a right to go ahead and
Put our
have a
hands
right
on you
to
in a way that you don't like.
that part. But I don't have that issue with them too because I already know three things. Number one, I have trust with them. They can trust me to not go that way, to not go that far. They know how to go. They know how I feel about certain words. We're not going to mention that on here because YouTube frowns upon that. They know my boundaries. I know their boundaries. Number one. Number two, if it's light, harmless flirting, I can play it along with them and everything. That, like I said, Wolf. Yes, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. No,
if
go ahead. Your
if
point.
if this individual is still watching, I fucking hate it here because I'm always right. I'm always right. No. God.
What are
Anyway,
you going to say,
continue. Sorry.
man?
I just a little message, ding, and I was like, I read it, and I'm like, I hate it here. Not really, but I wanted to be involved.
Okay. 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 So to finish my point, okay. Okay. I know my
Sorry.
trust. I know they trust me and I'm not the kind of person to break their trust when it comes to granted I have had flirted with straight men before, and it gotten too far to where, okay, I need to go ahead and dial it back because I'm not the kind of person that's going to call a dominant man dagging, and they don't float that way. They don't bat for my team and shit like that. Yes, Wolf.
I have a question for everybody, you guys, and in the comments, ladies especially. So, in a dynamic, right?
Yes,
Toys are used,
yes,
correct?
pray. Yes, pray for it.
Okay, I'm not brave hard for freedom. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
seriously, you are still watching.
Oh. Hey,
Anyway,
answer the question, please.
I love your face so much. Anyway, so ladies in the comments, would yes, there's going to be good for yeah, okay, getting Bears back. I like that, Savannah. I like that. Jay, would you use a Bluetooth compatible toy out in public?
Oh, hands down, hands down, yes.
You had to act. Wait, hold on. You
No,
had
no.
to act.
Well, okay. So the reason being, right, and it's not a control thing, right? But obviously, that partner would have to be comfortable with that idea, correct?
Yeah, if my submissive is down with that idea, bro, I have had this conversation with someone about I did this with a girl I met on fucking Call of Duty. She had one. We were playing Call of Duty
Girl,
while I was streaming on Twitch.
girl, give me.
Like
I
I
have.
was streaming on Twitch. You could
I
hear everything
yes.
through my chat audio.
I have a follow-up question. I have a follow-up question for the committee. So, if you have that same device, the apparatus, and you just use that,
By the way,
once,
there are one for men too. It's the ring.
not sir.
Just saying. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, but this is the question I have. Okay, if you have that device, right, and you play that device one time, okay, sexually stimulating, but at what point do you find it to be going overboard when you use that machine several times and that girl is like, she's, excuse me for saying, well, no, you know what, fuck it is triple X. She's coming, like she's squirting out the ass. I'm sorry, no, not the ass. She's squirting out the pussy several times, and she can't control herself.
See, that's where I differ because I get off on edging.
Okay. Okay.
I will make a girl get right to the point of climaxing and then
Yes.
shut it completely all the way off.
Okay. Wolf, you had your hand raised. Go ahead, Wolf.
I was just about to say that. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm the same way. I want it to get that close where, like, I want her to give me some signal, some hand gesture, maybe okay, sitting at dinner, perhaps, right?
Okay.
Fancy restaurant or not, if you have it on. Obviously, I'm going to tell if you're gripping like you're doing this whole thing on the table, or she's giving me that fuck me eyes. Like, Jay, you know that look. Like the eyes got big, and they're giving you that little smile, but they're like trying to tense with it, like trying to ignore it, but they just can't. And you could see the body language shift, and they're squirming and shivering and everything else.
That like
When
for
when they're sitting there having to constantly readjust their seat because they can't
yes,
fucking hold it much longer, yeah.
Right,
yeah,
right. But and here's another thing for me, right? Being law enforcement and everything else, I used to carry extra clothes with me for after and before work, right? Gym clothes, whatever. If you're going out, here's a fun tip. If it gets to that point,
mm-hmm.
put a to-go bag in the car.
Yep.
Put it to go. A summer dress, a pair of sweatpants,
or curtain dress, because them curtain dresses are long as fuck.
Well,
ever.
see, and
It shouldn't be an embarrassment, because if you're that comfortable with your partner and if something happens, right,
Mhm.
where you get them that excited, and whether you tell them, baby girl, don't come, don't do it yet.
Yeah, don't
And
come.
and we as doms are pushing that button, because we get a thrill out of their hunger and thirst for it.
Yes,
so
you.
I made a video on TikTok, and it
Uh-huh.
was all about how her consent. It's not. I can't remember the exact ones. I'll have to go fucking back and look at it. But I played it today, and it's all about her consent. Like, if she is completely okay with that, and that is a form of punishment, however you want to look at it, then by all means, I'm going to utilize that to every advantage I get. Like, if she's another creator on a different platform, such as Clapper, TikTok, whatever, and she has been a brat all fucking day, I'm gonna tell her, hey, if you go live, make sure you have that toy on. And I'm gonna sit there and fuck with her while she's on live.
So, okay.
Or
So,
in Walmart, at dinner, wherever the
yes.
fuck we're at. We could be in the movie theater. That if she wants to act out, that bitch is getting turned on.
So I want to. So speaking of that, Jay, because we're oh no, because So you mean
Let's save the rest of this for the next episode, right?
well, you know what? You know what? Actually, this is where we would have to do a part two. This is where we had to do a part two, because remember, I do have to get up, and I have to get up early in the morning.
So do
yeah,
I.
I'm edging because I'm getting messages,
Yes. So,
watching in the chat, and I know you are.
but yes. So this is part one of the BDSM.
I think I might know who it might be.
This is part one of 1900 BDSM for you. Part two next Saturday. We're going to have this. This is going to be a continuation with myself, Jay, fingers crossed, and Wolf, our brand new permanent alternate co-host. And until then, if y'all want a conversation, if y'all want that triple X content, you're at the right goddamn spot. And it's all going down.
Can I have a favor for our lovely lady viewers here?
Yes.
So, with your permission, and Jay's, of course, if I could present a special treat.
Don't try to scare me. Please don't.
Bro, I don't want to see your dick.
No. So I've written a small short story that is very, very graphic, that cannot be read on other platforms right now due to how graphic it is. Called
Let's save it for the next episode.
That's
Yes,
what I'm saying.
Like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre said on the next episode.
Is here, you little shit.
Sir. Look, I'm gonna be like Nancy Grace. I'll see y'all back here next Saturday night, 10 o'clock sharp. And again, if y'all want a raunchy conversation, if you want to hear triple X content, you're at the right goddamn place. And it's all going down at the sex spot. I holla.
Like